given the measure of the three sides, you should solve for the largest angle first. Why? Why? Jacob.
Because if the angle is obtuse, then your calculator will not give you the right answer
For the other ones, I think you have it right, but just a little bit. The law of sines won't give you obtuse angle. Law of cosines will guarantee you to give you an obtuse angle. Okay, so use law of cosines to find the largest angle. Since law of sines will only yield acute angle. Okay, so we do that. All right, I want to do one here. Just because this is one we've done similar ones to. You probably will see it on Monday. Yeah, you'll see it on Monday. Okay, need to know how to do that. So, Cole, this will probably be like the easiest one you see, so be ready for that. Do it in your head. All right, round everything nearest 10. Go ahead and get started with the picture, and then I'll kind of jump in here in a couple minutes if you get a little bit stuck. But I'll give you the kind of the first shot. If you get all the way through and there's time, just hold up your hand. I'll let you know if you are correct. Everything nearest 10th is fine. Everything nearest 10th is fine. And then we'll go over the different angles here. All right, so if you're drawing this out, let me see something here. Okay. Why does that stream video not go away? Okay. So you've got an airspeed of 250 kilometers per hour, bearing south 55 degrees west. So that's going to be the red vacuum. There's a 35 kilometer per hour wind blowing from the southeast. Okay, so that's the direction it's coming from. So if I move this over here, okay, that is north 62 degrees west. Okay, so if you draw it at the origin, the 62 degrees will come off of the y-axis. The 55 degrees will come off of there as well. So for south 55 degrees west, what is that direction? Because you got to have the direction in order to finish that problem. Okay. Does anybody have it at this point? All right, take a second, think about your directions for the south 55 degrees west, and think about your direction for north 62 degrees west. Okay, because you can't do the U and V till you got the direction. Oh, rookie mistake. Did you have Mr. There we go.
Just forget what direction it is. What even is that? That's what he said.
You gotta go off, like, unit circle. You gotta go off.
I honestly don't know.
Where we at
I honestly
here?
don't know.
All right, so let me move this vector out of here first. All right, so for the first one here, this is 55 degrees is because of bearing, how that works. This is 55 degrees. But what's the direction is off of the x-axis, like your unit circle, like what is 150 degrees or 300 degrees or 330. Peyton, do you know what the direction is for this one? You have 215, that is correct, because you actually got to take 90 minus 55, or some people do 270 minus 55 in this case. It doesn't matter, but 90 minus 55 is 35. So you do 180 plus 35. You got to get 215 degrees for your direction. All right, so that is for the plane. That is for the plane. Now we got the wind. Here's the wind coming into play. And it is bearing is north 62 degrees west, which means that angle is 62 degrees. What is the direction, Cooper, of that vector?
152.
152. Now, when we add these together, okay, it's, we can put them at the same spot to kind of understand how the forces are acting on a single object. I think in this case here, it's easier when we slide this one here, and then I'm going to draw in, that's your resultant angle. I'm going to call the first angle U. I'm going to call the second angle V. I'm going to get rid of that 62. And we need to add those together. We convert to IJ form. So U equals 250 cosine of 215 degrees I plus sine of 215 degrees J. And then V, I'm going to leave room there to write down right nearest 10th, is, what was the wind speed, 35? 35 cosine of 152 degrees I plus sine of 152 degrees J. All right, let me do this. All right, go ahead from there. If you're confident, keep rolling, and otherwise we'll pick back up there, but at least be able to find the I and the J component. Remember, you add those together, and then we need the magnitude, and in the end, it does ask for the bearing. Okay, so watch that. Oh, did you?
This is small.
That's not the right bearing. 28.3 is the right angle. Straight bearing. Okay, so you got. Wait, don't give me an or.
It's the same thing.
What did I ask for?
I gave you the bearing. It's right there. Because it says the same thing. What?
The bearing.
It's like, it's saying like 2 plus 2.
Right, stop on the other door.
Minus plus 3. It's the same thing.
If I tell you to run the rap for it, that's a while. You can't say square root of.
Okay. This is the answer.
I'll make you rely on my.
I wrote both of the answers.
So when southwest 90 minus 61. Yeah, southwest 61.
Well, that's an IJ.
What do you get from that?
Oh, then you can have a magnitude of that, right. Okay. No, I think I got the right answer.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You got it. Well, see, it's to the nearest one. What's over there?
You're looking pretty good, whatever. Here's 10. That's just fine.
Your bearing is the opposite. You heard about it. So this you square both of them. You square both of them.
Wow.
And then you take the square root of that product, right?
You use that's 28.3. You use it, but that's not gonna be. Alright. Okay, well, that's gonna give you the direction.
Oh, right.
I don't think that's right.
Come on, but this is awful.
38.
It's usually the way.
No. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little fast.
I hate it doing this. Yeah.
It's okay. 38,000. We gotta
No, actually, I tried to triangle it, but it's kind of.
I didn't even touch my calculator today. I put that sauce in the
It's a little fast.
Right?
A little fast.
Remember when you're like, I can't hold my arms. I can't hold my
Energy.
Okay, so south, 61.73 west. Yay! Did you read it?
Some questions.
Yeah,
Looks
Looks like you're wrong.
All right, here's the answer. Let me go through just finish it up. If you got 267.7 kilometers per hour, you're good. If you got south 61.7 degrees west, that would be the proper form. What's that there? You? All right, Cole, what do we get for you?
For you, I got negative 204.8 I minus 143.47.
All right, it's got to be in quadrant 3, so the both B negatives make sense. All right, how about V? Emily, what do you got for V?
Negative 30.9 I plus 16.4 J.
16.4 J. Okay, so now once you get that, you got the two forces. We put them in IJ form. Then we add them together. U plus V. All right, help me out with that. Luke, what do we get for U plus V?
Okay, I had negative 235.79 minus 159.
Minus what? Did you get the answer right?
Yeah, mine's a little different, my J is a little different.
All right. Double check that. Double check your J for that one. Peyton Raider, how about, what do we get there? Or what'd you get there?
Minus 127 J.
Minus 127, because the 0.4s cancel. All right, we good? Both of those? Okay, so nearest 10. So you should get negative 230. Now, guaranteed. Told DeLuca, which quadrant?
3.
Quadrant 3. Your picture is not necessarily always going to be accurate. I mean, probably, 95% of the time it will be as long as you draw it close. But depending on like you're on a border, you're close to one of the quadrants, you got to be careful. Don't assume. So yes, this is in quadrant 3. We're gonna need to know the magnitude. So the magnitude of u plus v is the square root, and then you don't necessarily need those negatives because we're just squaring it. So 235.7 plus 127 squared. And then what did we say was that 267.7? 267.7, and that'll be kilometers per hour for that one. Now, it does ask for bearing. Okay, on that. Bearing will have to be south, whatever this degree is, west. But when we do our work, we find the reference angle. So we find the reference angle, so it's going to be theta prime is the inverse tangent. Absolute value of 127 over 235.7. Is that 28.3 degrees? All right, that's 28.3. That's your reference angle. If you take 90 minus that, and that's where we get the 61.7 degrees. That will be that angle there. So it is south 61.7 degrees west. Okay, south 61.7 degrees west. All right, so you get 267.7, south 61.7 degrees west. Okay, for that one. All right, you definitely see something like that. We've done that several times. All right, so the review practice test. Now, it says nearest 100 there, but honestly, I looked through there, most of them to the nearest 10th. Read the directions for each one. I think on the test, most of them are the nearest 10th. If it doesn't say anything about rounding, just go to the nearest 100. Okay, for that. Number 5, I already told you to skip. For that one. Okay, answer key is also online. So if you go to today's agenda and you click on that, you should be able to access the answer key just to double check. This is an assignment. It does need to be turned in. Let's go 20 points. Okay, 20 points, turn it in by Monday. Okay, class time. Okay, so other than that, all right, you got the rest of the period. You can work with somebody. Absolutely fine. And if you got any questions, I'm up here. We're happy to help. Well, why don't you start working on some of the spring start stuff? Since you won't be there, you can be sharper, you can do it.
Okay.
What's on that last problem? Who did that last problem? On that tree start sheet? And then we don't probably need to worry about it. We have the six questions on the top of the test is.
Hey, this is too easy.
Well, no, I got it.
You already
So back to the
No, let's do it. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, I don't know, is it like?
It's still technically reference angle. It's
something like
That'll be-
that.
Yeah, no, that's Yeah, okay, but I didn't take it. It'll be south. South 55.
Oh,
How does it end up order?
No, I got 18.
I'm like, it's somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't believe so. I don't think we did it wrong. I mean, obviously I did something.
Yeah. 30 over 5. That's right.
Yes. 450 and I don't know if they'll change this.
These will be the three formulas you're given again. They'll be at the top of the first page. Okay, law signs, law codes.